It's the last chance to loon for NiP. Last year, they were successful in this tournament as a whole, but specifically against Navi in the finals. It's Navi that's up 1-0, and you might as well call it the largest lead of one map, we could arguably say, in a series. That was a stomp, I have to say, on Train. NiP did not even look in the game, if I'm honest.
After having the 3-0 start in the first half as well, it looked like they turned up, but then massively dropped off. Well, we do move on to Nuke, and that's the storyline we're trying to build up here. That's their home map, and hopefully they can really show us what they're made of.
Do you know why Alex thinks this shirt is magical?
Why?
Because it makes me look good, and that's a hard thing to do. But yes, Nuke is a home map for NiP, in a home arena for NiP, and they're desperately going to need it. And I think for sides, that's transpiring right now. It's going to be an important one. I still think the CT side is favored in Nuke. It's a lot closer than it used to be.
Yep.
Definitely a back and forth affair. We saw that last night as well when it was played.
It's also one of the hardest maps to get together as a 5-man unit, be drilled on as a team. And obviously, we know Navi's had, what, like a couple of weeks to work with here.
Yep.
And Nuke is one of the last maps on the list you're going to be working with.
It's hard to say, in fairness, though, how much has actually changed. And yes, okay, there's going to be a few wrinkles that they have to iron out, but they would have still had Zeus's foundation, and everyone on this team has played with Zeus, except for Simple. So all they're doing is implementing him into an AWP style. Yes, he's very different than Guardian, but ultimately some of the tactics should be
that's true.
in the memory bank somewhere.
We'll see what happens. You're right, I guess it's just replacing Guardian with Simple, right? So
well, it can be a lot. It is very different, and Seized is playing a little bit of a different role because he actually has the chance to be the secondary opera now instead of it being Simple, which is, again, something he's used to before, but he has to adapt to Simple instead of doing... So there is changes. There's no question there's changes, but it's not as much of a change as I think, you know, we can dramatize it to be if we wanted.
Well, looks like we're getting ready to enter the second map, ladies and gentlemen. NiP looking to bounce back against Navi here. They looked great on Train. How is their Nuke going to stack up against one of the world's very best on this map? NiP will have the T start. Map number 2 begins. 4 sets of armor for the ninjas. Exists with the Molotov and 2 flashbangs. No smokes available, interesting enough. As we'll get into it. 5 sets of armor for Navi. No real aggression coming in just yet. We go towards the lobby. Skylight's being shot out by those Glocks. I assume they Molotov the hut, flash in, and that'll be a very simple but effective little execution here. Oh, Molotoving towards heaven, I believe.
Bounced. I think it actually gone down a rafter. Yeah, it's high rafter on the high side of hut, which is the hardest angle to peek on the way through. They still bust into the site. Draken's able to get the shot onto Seized. He follows it onto Simple, but he's lost his teammates, all of them. 24 HP to work with, Flamey and Zeus. The last 2 he has to find. Bomb down in the site as well. Oh, just as he reloads. I would have thought he had the advantage coming up from the ladder in the vent and vision, but it doesn't work out.
Zeus getting fired up there. Navi do manage to hold off the execution. You're absolutely right. That Molotov above the hut, that rafter, it is a very difficult angle to face, especially when you've got Glocks coming out. The CD's going to sit there, pick off the heads. Molotov that, flashbang out, very simple. But no bomb going down for NiP there. It's another pistol that goes against them. They'll be fully committing to the force buy here in the second round. Everyone's all in. Eagles, CZs, PD50s, and armor as well. 1 smoke and a couple of flashbangs. In terms of the rifle buy for Navi, they have 1 FAMAS, 1 M4. And a scout for Simple, of course. Very strong scout user. Let's see, spots towards outside. Looking at the silo. Trying to find the first pick. That's always the objective of his anti-ecos. Be aggressive till you get the first shot off, then go back towards the bomb side. But I think Simple goes down here. Just about survives on 10 HP. And it hits the head, of course.
Yeah, just about survives and then makes the best of it. Looks for more damage as well. So a kill plus damage on 10 HP that leaves Exist with exactly that amount. And he'll struggle to move forward outside. Still has the bomb, but Get Right starts to push toward Flamey. And as he makes contact with Flamey, that funnels him back toward the lobby, and Edward tries to capitalize upon it from the hut, but can't quite do so. Slight damage. It's Seized instead that's going to be aggressive, and aggression catches him off. FAMAS down outside, keep note of it. They could grab it to utilize later on in the round, but Zeus gets found. I thought he was going to be ready on the UMP. Now the FAMAS becomes a real factor as Flamey gets 1, snaps to his left, but the gun comes back in. It's the pistol instead, and 1-1 NiP.
Simple found that opening frag, but wasn't quite enough. Gave himself out to Exist, and at that point they went back towards the lobby. Came out of the hut, and Exist, very clever play. He knew he was 10 HP, didn't have much to work with. Went for a play where he tucks himself in the corner, listens out for the footsteps, who sees fell back, then struck took him down. And we have a force by now for Navi. Navi tie things up. One of the best rounds we've seen for them in about the last 10 or so. Flamey the scout this time. 5-7s and CZs to work with. There is a UMP in the hands of Zeus. We do the outside smokes, the faster ones that everyone seems to be using these days from T-Spawn. And I'll send 4 players down secret. You always want to have 1 player in the lobby. That'll be Get Right in this instance. But Simple, ready and waiting. He could be an absolute menace here.
Simple. Deagle. Flames behind him. He's got to fight. Flashed off. They don't peek. That's going to give him time as well. You have that Molotov reset and a misthrown nade as it hits a hot water pipe.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit sketchy down there.
I'm assuming it's hot water.
Yeah.
Might be lukewarm. There may not be temperates in Valve's world. As Zeus gets closer, he was the one that threw the flash that pushed them back. They still want around the corner. Zeus, if he gets baited in, is a problem, especially on an SMG. Simple with the kill. He's revealed that he's at the corner, and as he was flashed up, he was unable to do any further damage. They still have the opening kill, but they'll back out NiP, and smartly so. A wise choice to go back to the other side, and a great read from Get Right, knowing that they would be rotating back through the vents, but doesn't see Edward behind the box, nor do they see Seized, who finds Rez. Leaving us in a similar situation to the last round, where the gun team, or the team with the purchase, has a 1 versus 3 to try and win back. Forrest starts off correctly.
I love this from Forrest. What an absolutely brilliant play there. Gets on top of the hut. Perfect angle for the ladder. Finds that kill as well. Now we've got a chance. 1v1. Forrest and Seized going at it. He fakes out the bomb plant and think Forrest has done it, but it's not enough. Seized somehow comes out on top of that situation. Forrest did everything perfectly there, Matt. He even fakes the plant, baits him out, but can't hit that final shot. It was such a perfect 3-on-1. But can't quite cross the finish line there. How sick was this? Getting himself into this position, you just don't anticipate this whatsoever. That's a bit of information they had. He's on the bomb site floor. Let's see, just about comes out on top there. Came down to about 10 HP the difference. That would have been such a legendary clutch from Forrest. The crowd riled up. For now, Navi take the lead 2-1. We're back to pistols and another force buy for NiP.
Off his Seized, a Simple will swap him out and take the kill onto Rez behind the container outside. Upper still has threat upon it. Another Molotov bounce toward the rafters, which means Get Right is confident to rush out from the hut, but Seized is aptly positioned to shut him down. And Edward behind the doorway of the hut as they try and jump out window instead of join Forrest, who can't get shots. Many opportunities to do so, but couldn't do so fast enough. Another round for Navi, therefore, on the CT side. Remember, we talked about sides. I didn't mention it after the knife was going on, but obviously, goes without saying at this point that Navi won that, so it's important that they get the lead early. And worst case scenario for NiP.
Yeah, Seized is having a pretty good day today, I have to say. Finding the high-impact frags, the clutches. The AWP shots haven't looked bad. That was the force buy from NiP, so now Navi. Bit of breathing room map, as they'll have full eco to work up against it. Glocks. Pretty much across the board. Draken has got a P250. Seized spots 1. And that's to overcommit here. We have seen these rounds go horribly wrong throughout this tournament.
Seized continues to try to shut them down, gets damage in to Get Right, knows that they're there. So with his information, Simple is sliding up the catwalk. He'll be able to see above and beyond that, which his teammate can see, but he's not hitting shots and taking a significant amount of damage as well. Down to 53, backs all the way up the catwalk, and then, all right, fair enough. You kill Seized, Simple comes in, you kill Simple, Edward comes in. It's all working as a machine for NiP, for Navi, N-A-V-I. That's what I was trying to spell.
Yeah, you almost got there. 4-1. To be fair for NiP, they actually managed to get 2 frags there with 4 Glocks and a PT-50. So that's actually not too bad, all things considered. Make things uncomfortable at least, and cost Navi some money. You can see they've got 2 UMPs going into round number 6 at this point. AWP out there for Simple for the first time. We'll see what he can do with that weapon. And he has an interesting decision there to go towards Secret. He saw the smoke deployed, but I think Rez has boosted up. He gets taken down, trying to get the refrag. Here's Edward. Can't get anything going, takes a ton of damage, have to fall back. Get right in towards the hub. Got the advantage now. How do they capitalize upon it?
He can't quite land the shot toward the silo. tagged up in return. Having lost Simple as well, they won't be as keen to rotate back into those positions. They've got bigger problems. They lose Edward, Get Right. An opening to work with as they rotate back up the ladder on the Navi side and play from heaven and rafters, watching the upper site. Zeus, the only one still tasked outside, and he still has company. He knows that as well. He's heard the Molotov go towards Secret for a late peek, and a late peek he will achieve, but not quite so with good effect as Forest exists. Draken all with kills, and NiP finds their second round.
There we go. Something promising there for an NiP. It was Simple. Tried to sneak his way towards Secret. Certainly a risky move to take, and Rez took him down. Edward tried the refrag towards Lobby, but they couldn't find the frag required to get himself back into the round. NiP start to run away with it. And we go to round number 7. NiP have a chance to break Navi now. You can see the money starting to run weak. Caesar stands to a CZ, but Simple still on the off. Glass cannon, though. Presumably won't be making such an audacious play towards outside. He actually goes towards ramp from this time. No smoke deployed towards outer just yet. Right, throws one out just through the huts. Sees he'll be watching towards Secret. Very slow play this from NiP, not giving too much away at the start, but here the final smoke's deployed. So they will head towards Secret, but Sees needs to be very careful. He's in front of the fire, but he's going to die to that.
Certainly will. Seas goes immediately back into the flames, lit up like a scarecrow. And Simple will stand outside to keep the crows at bay, but they're still breaching. They're still going to try and work down towards Secret. Simple with a fast peek back out, catches Rez. Get Right needs to hold the ramp side of the map at bay, because if he can keep them there, getting Simple as well on the AWP, he can create space for those trying to work the lower site from Secret. He's given up that position. He looks to go back toward the vents. It's still Flamey they have to deal with on the stairs themselves. Get Right is lurking like Get Right of old. Eventually found by Zeus, but 2 kills to his name. Space has been achieved. That was exactly the goal.
Yeah, that's really nice from Get Right here, but Flamey could be the saboteur. He almost gets the double frag there, but Draken strikes back. 2 versus 1 now. Zeus against Exist, and Drake, we'll see what they can do. Bomb has to be planted. 25 seconds, but Zeus has got a very nice position indeed. Looks like they head back towards the vents potentially here. Zeus can't touch the fire or give away a sound cue. He's patrolling it though. Time ticking away 10 seconds.
Zeus rotating around. Shots from Exist. Molotov. Oh, that's actually smart because it's going to hold Draken out. He can go through it. He's going to go through it. Draken's got the shot. Plant was already achieved. That could have been huge. If Draken didn't elect to go through the flames, if he cowered even for a second, Zeus could have capitalized on a 1 versus 1, or then 2 1 versus 1s, if you will.
Yeah, that was definitely a little bit dicey to Get Right. What an amazing play this was. Simple did a good job. They got the first pick, and Simple got that shot towards outside to equalize things. He got that from heaven. Then he rotates towards ramp. He's trying to be dynamic and mix things up, but Get Right ready and waiting for it. Blows his head off a ramp as well. Gets another kill in towards the hut. Gives him that firm advantage, and Zeus definitely had grounds to win that round, but ultimately, NiP doing just about enough to win it. Full eco now for the CTs, and Draken's aware of that. He'll be heading towards outside with the MAC-10, trying to farm some cash here. Or else we'll get the first kill. I don't see Navi picking up much of a battle here in round number 8. Should be a good chance to tie things up at 4-4.
Flamey has to sit at the stairs. They've already gone by outside. Big garage is occupied. Still with the deagle in hand. He's a threat. Can't land. Draken's low, so he's got to be a bit careful how he peeks, but Forest will do the honors for him. Keep him alive is Simple. With the P250, we've got a timeout call, Navi.
Will indeed be tactical. Money into next round will be okay. They get $2,400 on top of that 2K right now. Don't think they can get the orbs out. No, they can't. This will be a rifle buy for them. Simple, the last player remaining now in the vents. Should be dealt with momentarily. Stay alive for a little bit here, hoping he can cheese out a kill here. Does take down Get Right. A little bit frustrating for him, but that's what Simple wanted.
That's what he wanted, but NiP wanted the round, and they'll get that. And we sit on 4s. Good response. Again, not starting out on CT side. They need to get rounds early and often. Timeout for Navi is a result of that. They know the situation. Tactics have fallen short. Not a whole lot of wall of smoke used by Navi. More of a contact, or excuse me, from NiP, more of a contact play. They have gone for the Molotov upper now twice, which is interesting. Not a lot of teams utilize that. I think not enough. We thought the skylights with the new version of Nuke would be a little bit more beneficial in that there's less ground to cover off. There's no longer the second half of the rafters, if you will. And you can easily hit heaven from a few different angles.
Here's the pause from Navi. We'll get back into round number 9. Like we said, the money wasn't getting to an amazing position for Navi. They get 5 rifles out, but no kits, no incendiaries. One of the smokes being deployed already. That'll be by Seized. We'll head towards outside, and Forest very quick this time. Smokes deployed. Will be an outside ramp split. Flamey has to drop. Got back up from a teammate here, but next frag looks like Forest will be picking this one up. Almost certainly here. Yep, takes down Seized. 5 on 4.
Flamey sits below. Is that a crowd I hear?
I think they've arrived.
I didn't realize the doors were open for the building yet today. And the 6th man in the room arrives for NiP as Flamey backs off lower. Simple shuts down Forest. That'll bring it back to 4 on 4. Flamey's gonna sit perfectly aligned so that he can go for a right or left peek, depending on where they want to make contact. Draken, a missed shot upper, or perhaps a missed opportunity. But information, no less, that they are trying to transition because a caught CT on the floor means only one thing. However, transition already made by Flamey. As mentioned, he is set and ready. Down he goes, but Simple has also made his presence felt and gets in behind the orange box. A tough position for Get Right to spot, or is it? Back out, catches him off. And it's Zeus to come back down the ladder next, but he's made noise in doing so. Bomb is planted before he can arrive. Good contact from Edward. Draken misses the shot on the op and can't jump away as he swapped to the knife to try and do so. It's all down to Get Right. Headshot, it almost presented, but why stick around when he knows there's a second player? He's got no information.
No kits either.
It's a great point. No information as to where he is as Get Right continues to wrap around. No kits, they'll hold for the 10 seconds. Get Right, he's going to the doorway. Edward realizes that he's not peeked from vent or the door opening at decontamination. It only means one thing, and it's a straight face-off. It's a straight alignment. Edward hits the shot, and Navi gets the round. It'll be 5 to 4.
Gonna be still quite a tight defuse there. It'll be fine. But Get Right, if he'd just not taken the bait there and it's not challenged at all, he would have won the round. Imagine that. Well, Navi held their nerve, and I have to say, Flamey, after getting that fantastic shot towards the ramp room there, he could have just held up. He didn't have the pace once again. He wanted to get the second kill, which gave NiP that entrance back into the game. It's this one here. Flamey could have just, after getting that pick, just stay behind the silo, just delay them, run the clock down, but wanted to make it interesting, I guess, and gave them an opportunity to find that frag. Now we take the lead once again, 5 to 4. Getting the plant means they certainly can have a buy here. 5 AKs and Simple back on the AWP. Chance for NiP to reset. Navi, Simple this time at back steps. Wanted to go here before, it was shut down as he went from garage. This is the much safer route. It will be Molotov'd out. There it is. Oh, he wants to play in front of it as well. It don't burn like Seas did.
Simple. AWP is at the ready. He's not yet played from Secret.
What the?
And that is incredible. Why don't you finish that sentence, Henry? As Forrest gets taken down and Exist pulls it back out from Secret, excuse me, as he turns around. Get Right does respond. Seized is found, but Simple is fighting his best efforts. Can't do it. Swaps to the pistol. Flamey back out. It's still a one-on-one despite all the chaos. A great entrance from Squeaky from Exist. Flamey still holds the high ground. No bomb plant yet for Get Right. He's spotted as well, and I don't think Get Right saw him in return, so Flamey definitely has the advantage as Get Right thinks he's got the time. Flamey, he doesn't care about the extra money. He's going to confirm the kill.
Get Right walked back towards the lobby there. I think he got the call, or maybe he didn't hear the silence M4. I think he assumed that kill came from lobby or something. He didn't seem to have any sort of knowledge that Flamey could be towards that upper area. But this shot, oh my god, it was so sick. Tiny little angle there. And it's Exist coming through. We think that would be enough to win the round, but not quite. Be interested to speak to the NiP guys afterwards as to what kind of information they got on that penultimate kill. Did they get a call that he came from lobby? Because they didn't seem to be aware. Get Right was planting on that side. If you think about it, he plants towards heaven, where that's where Flamey killed it for. He wouldn't plant there.
Well, I think you're onto something with that either way. Navi's on to his 6th round. And Simple has the door covered off. Draken walks immediately into it. He's looking for more as well with the door still open. Timing. down the vent, and he's going to, I assume, rotate back over to Secret again to try and find a similar pick. Skylight's blown out once more from NiP. The Molotovs get tossed once more. They've got 3 of them to work with. Zeus will sit on top of the hut. One of them is likely to go there if they do throw them, and they land. Zeus is forced off his position, so too is the Raptors covered off. It works to perfection. 3 Molotovs is all they need to find entrance, but not find Edward. Timing as he snips back out after they made the entry. He was overlooked and not considered. Seized walks back in as well.
Just when it seems like they had a really nice opening there. They get the opening frag, like you said, due to some nice execution there. The Molotovs on point, the flashbangs were good. But Edward showing us some fantastic form there. That was lovely, wasn't it? Coming out, gets the dink, and then that kill especially. Sure, Get Right was low HP, but that flick was still very nice indeed. The rest of Navi strike at that point to find them round number 7. And I think that's going to be the economy broken for NiP at this point as well.
And a timeout called. It's been in 3 wins since the timeout, by the way, of Navi, so there's certainly work. It's NiP that's going to try the same thing.
Been all very close rounds, though. It's not like Navi are running away with this game. Last one was a bit more convincing, but lots of clutches here. So on into round number 12. They won't force into this, but they have got the smoke. So to me, that suggests we're going to be smoking by the initial T crate. The block when they cross to red, then 2 in front of Secret. And then, potentially, I'll hit the bomb down lower. Or completely fake it, drop all the smokes, it looks like, and then send Draken by himself to suggest they've all gone down this side of the map. Don't do it, Simple. Okay. This void is going to flick onto him. And yeah, they'll go towards ramp right now and try and pincer the lower bomb side.
Those are the smokes I mentioned that NiP had not thrown. And will this time Simple shooting gallery, but can't quite land them all. He's got worse accuracy than Paula had at the shooting gallery in Krakow. Flamey is already down in rotation, holding off Stairwell. Kraken's the man that wants in from that approach. Zeus could set the almighty crossfire, but first he's got problems. Shuts the decontamination door. They're already on top of his position. As Flamey wins his duel, he can back down to try and look through control, but it's not going to work out in his favor. Bomb goes down, that will. That's all they have to do is hold that on the ground. Simple. What? Okay, fair enough.
What's going on?
Scout's honor. I salute you, Forrest. Dib, dib, dob, dob. You are a chief eagle, my friend.
I don't understand. Why is that happening?
Because it's, you know, it's for fun, Henry. Don't question things that make us laugh.
Just fun. Okay, well.
It's just a $250,000 tournament.
Yeah, this is for around a knife. Oh, they lose this round now.
It's a curious one, I have to say, as Rez has to pull it back, goes in, can't find the first shot. Edward will take him down.
If we can see that from Simple's
yeah, there had to be something in that.
So did he like drop all of his pistol ammo and then went for the knife after that? And maybe there was something to it, but if you've got the AWP as well, he had a chance to fall back there. Let's have a look. No, we're not going to see. Maybe we won't see it. Oh, no, he literally just went for no reason. No reason at all.
Simple, of course.
Yeah, just wanted to do that.
Forrest still gets the kill, but he didn't have to oblige. Again, I salute you. Better than most people in matchmaking when you want a knife.
Okay, then. Wow. Keeps Navi a little bit more modest. Zeus finds the first kill. That's Get Right dropping. Zeus towards Squeaky Door, presumably. That goes down 5 and 4. They will be committing to the outside smokes. Simple, though. Right now, he holds towards heaven.
Gonna continue to watch outside. Body shows. Body gets blown away. So does Rez.
How does he hit every single shot?
With anything except a knife.
Yeah, apart from that. Hate to see that one.
In some ways, I feel like Forrest probably did it knowing that it was Simple and didn't want to let him have the arrogance and pleasure of doing so. Either way, 1 versus 4 for Draken as he sits outside his AWP, knowing that Simple's still staring down in that direction. He's got a kill, so they know where he was. Maybe not necessarily where he is, but they're still trying to get closer. That jump. Could have been another kill his way. Information gathered. Simple on location. Another lead for Navi that starts to be substantial. It is CT side Nuke, so nothing to worry about just yet, but it is 9-4. If they don't collect, I would say 1 or 2 more rounds, they're going to be in trouble.
Good shots by Simple. This one especially. I saw it obviously coming on X-Rep, there's no way he hits this shot, but he just seems so aware every single time. Simple shuts them down once again. 5 rounds in a row. Navi have given NiP the maximum loss bonus here, but that's not really enough to work with. It'll be a partial buy this time. 5 CZs, arm up, smoke grenades and flashbangs. Always a chance to win these rounds, but it's looking very likely to be a Navi 10-4 scoreline. Everyone's stepping up right now, looking tremendous. Edward and Simple especially, really carrying it. Edward towards the upper side, Simple just everywhere with the AWP it seems, as he goes towards ramp this round. NiP can't seem to break them.
Smokes aplenty inside of the hut as Zeus will stay put, at least for now. Smoke in, or excuse me, flash, and he sees that lines up. All too easy. He could use the nail gun and pin them to the wall from that range. Edward sees, they'll add to the totals, but it's not done yet. As a gun picked up for Drake, and he's the pistol he still wants to use, but Simple's got a pistol as well, and that's another range shot that was quite easy as he walks back in.
Yeah, pressed that upon his temple, I think, before he pulled the trigger. Nice one, Simple. It will be round number 15. That was the partial buy, as you said, with the maximum loss bonus for NiP. Wanted to make sure they had absolutely everything to work with here in the final round. 10-5, still totally recoverable. 11-4. You're a little bit worried about that second half. It's a lot of pressure on the pistol itself on the CT side. Simple outside this time. Flashed off. Drops the incendiary to stop them going towards secret. No damage inflicted just yet, but Zeus back towards the upper bomb site, and now NiP make their way toward the secret steps. Simple is aware this is a possibility. As you can see, Zeus has already rotated down. But Get Right finds the first kill once again. He has done that a few times now.
Zeus waits. Thought about smoking off the corner. He'll pull the M4 instead. Pull the M4. But will he get shots? Not quite res. Wins it instead, as gives Exists the rite of passage. Seized. Smoke down himself. Flash, excuse me. It sounded like a smoke pulled. Exist goes into it. It's a far too linear corridor to miss the shot, blind or not. And Rez is able to close out 10-5. That's it. Perhaps just enough, but pistol needs to be included in this.
Exactly. I think 10-5 is a lot more forgiving than 11-4. Like I said, but it's a lot less pressure. We do pick up a much needed final round. This is Get Right. That's how he gets the opening frag? Okay then. Spamming through the smoke, of course. But NiP, we built them up to be one of the world's best nuke teams. Wasn't the most impressive performances, but they do most of their best work on the CT side. Let's see if they can come to life here. Still looks quite jovial in their booth. I have to say though, Edward and Simple really ravished them in the first half. Excellent stuff on those two. Zeus had his moments as well. Forrest, just to note, 15 kills for him.
Yeah, he's been solid. He
Under
has.
the radar.
Under the radar, but noticeable at times. Get Right was decent on entry due to the Molotovs on the rafters. His kill reward is 11, or kill total is 11.
Well, looking to pick up their first map in this best of 3. NiP trail 10-5. Now we pick this up, they'll book themselves a place in the semi-final. But I don't think that's what you guys want. We'll see what happens here as NiP get 4 sets of armor in the defuse kit, and we have Simple on the Desert Eagle. No nades for the T side.
It's not Superman either. That's just Simple being similar to what Nico used to do. Confident,
Yeah.
I think, is a word you could use.
Sure.
Get Right says confidence. Doesn't matter here, son. Don't you dare mess with a legend. Range USP shot takes him down. He backs off. It does mean the Deagle's on the ground for someone with armor to pick up should they elect to get that far.
What?
Or close to it. Zeus finds
way.
not only one, but also another as he snaps over to Get Right. Draken immediately silences it, but that's a problem because he's left in a 1 versus 3. The damage done is insurmountable. 3 kills to give a massive lead to Navi.
Well, he makes a lot of noise breaking that vent out as well, and it's the wrong place to be. No one there, my friend, and now you've got to come up the vent. No kit to work with it. This round is just not winnable. Might get a couple of kills, but this moment he went down the vent there, took a chance. Didn't really work out for him. I just don't see a world where Navi give this one up. I think if he gets one kill, that'll be something. Well, that's it. Again,
And knife.
Yeah.
Seized will get it.
I'll take that.
Money for Seized. 11th round at Navi. You did say 10-5 alleviated some pressure applied by losing the pistol, or at least on the pistol in itself. Well, let's hope that's the case.
Zeus did such a sick job here with the Glock. Oh my goodness. And then the knife to finish it off as well. Well, the thing is, well, Navi did win the pistol in the first half, but NiP reset them. So, a chance to do the same again, but this time more difficult. But those nades certainly help. Weakens up Flamey, Simple, and Seized. Chance to do something here. But the scout narrowly misses out.
He's got problems, though, because he's got company on the far right at the big garage. Realizes it late, throws a nade out to Seized to try and support the play. Majority of the damage has gone in NiP's favor thus far in the round, including the shot from Draken on an I don't want to call it Deagle, an AWP. That is a heck of a shot from Edward. A sliver to fire at, but a great shot before that on the Deagle. Start things off well for NiP as Exist will back off inside of main entrance. And Get Right plays an angle that if they wrap around, he would spot them, except when they wrap around above. And that's exactly what Edward is elected to do. Toward heaven. Walk directly toward where Draken's playing. He goes back out. Quickly gets taken down. He'll scurry inside of the door, Edward, immediately after, which means there's no response from outside. Get Right does find one more, but Seized is there for that as well.
Oh, this would be one hell of an effort from Rez. The latest addition to NiP. He's in the vents. 3 Navi players to find. It's one of the most awkward areas in CSGO to get out from. If you're not aware, you have no accuracy with your gun while touching that ladder. But he does have smoke to work with it, so he actually gets up, at least. So something to work with. He can jump in the window as well. And you might find a kill here. He can spot the barrel. And unfortunately, Edward is aware. It takes him down. That was the force buy as well. It's looking very likely to be a 13-5 scoreline here, Matt. If you're just joining us, this is the second map in the best of 3. Our second best of 3 of the day. First map is where NiP and Navi on train got absolutely wrecked. It was 16-6, and now this is their map pick. Looking to be 13-5 very early on. And I'm not sure this is recoverable. It's going to take one amazing CT half to get back into this game.
Simple. Above with the scout, can't land the shot again. Second time, he does collect forced.
Yeah.
Again, not a headshot.
Scout hasn't been amazing for him today. Seems to be getting himself in more trouble than it's worth.
I concur. Edward will stop on the ramp, smartly so, as he catches Draken. Rotating back around, still trying to find additional kills. He'll do that as well, and pre-fire to Forest. Exists the last thing that stands between us and a gun round, because this round is done. Confirmed by Seized. 3 to go, Navi. Pressure on for NiP.
Well. Even after the force buy, it's not the most catastrophic first gun round here from NiP. They do have a kit available and an AWP, but Draken with no armor at all to speak of. I'm interested to see what the Navi T-half brings. Smoked out by Zeus. That's going to be something a little bit faster. He's going to try and get in the vent. The smoke's been deployed as well. Get Right to spray through the smoke. Doesn't find anything just yet. Very methodical set piece. I'm loving this from Navi. No messing around in the first gun round here, Matt.
One rotation from Draken, that's all. AWP up close!
Oh,
Misses
no.
the shot, that puts even more pressure onto him as they continue to press his position. He's got a secondary angle he can fire at. Misses this, or flashed off, and they get access to the hallways. He needs some support. Meanwhile, Get Right still above, catches Edward late, trying to join the rest of his teammates inside of Secret. The rest of his teammates with the exception of Zeus, who's gotten ramped, so this will be a pinch play onto the lower bomb site. Draken's using every angle he can find. Each one of them gets smaller and smaller. Perhaps content for now, Navi, with 55 seconds still to work with and just pushing NiP back. It opens up space On the surface, perhaps they can go back toward A, having already rotated off 2 players, but Zeus, he's still committed to rotating in. Forrest, a great shot. He'll one up above, and Draken finally gets the gap he's looking for when he went back up the vents and cut them off at the main entrance. Get Right has done the same. He's gonna wait for them to commit to the bomb site. And will they spot him? Absolutely not. He fires early, but still succeeds. It's Simple left alive. Bomb has been planted.
Oh god, this could still go horribly wrong.
They get onto his case immediately after, so they know he's in the open. They know he still has to commit. Can't find the shot. Exist is on. Exactly when he needs to be. Shows up. It goes another round for NiP.
Wasn't the most comfortable of rounds there. The 4-on-2, Simple and Flamey on the other side of the server. Still a very scary prospect, but just about make it work. If Flamey hits that shot in the vents, like could have fallen apart there. Get Right. Does manage to get that kill. It's difficult to miss it, to be fair. 13-6 though, a lifeline now for NiP. Still with the reinvestment. Pretty much every player taken down to about $1,000, so the reset here will just be catastrophic for them. We'll see whether they can hold on.
That's not as planned.
No, that smoke didn't really work out for him, did it?
Tagged 65. Entrance from Zeus. Fires straight up as soon as he goes through the doorway.
Yeah, fully gray screened as well.
Better than a blue screen.
That's true. Well, Rez, he has to step up here. Good incendiary. They might just push through it and try and challenge, which they will. Rez can't find anything with this.
And he's going to give up the angle and give up ramp in doing so. Self-preservation at this point in time, but his teammates have yet to rotate, and when they do, oh, Zeus. Inside the door, good read from Exist. That's important because now it opens up the vents for rotation. Flamey clears stairwell. They'll know that they're like to be in there. Good shot, Drake, and we don't catch it. It's Edward down, and it's Bomb that's on the deck as a result of it, so this becomes a problem. It's in the corner. They tried to go for the smoke plant. Better still Exist. Not only did he catch Zeus waiting for rotations on a lurk, he's shut down the lower play again, meaning more time bought. Before they get to the bomb, Simple might open that back up though. First shot success, doors open a decontamination, but doesn't expect Drake to be so close, and a good shot on the AWP. And Seized is the last alive, 5 HP. And it's Carpe Diem because he's got to seize the play. He's going to go all the way back toward the vents. Draken, first alive, and right in front of him misses the op shot. That gives Seized a chance. Low HP though, and that means pistol is sufficient. He goes back in, and NiP stays alive again.
Keeping the dream alive, NiP. Good job there, managing to be very smart in their retake position. You did see Zeus get himself in a world of pain there, waiting, as you said, towards Squeaky Door to stop the rotations down towards lower, but good flashbangs from NiP meant they could take him down. And at that point, stop the play from even happening. Navi will force buy into this round. They know the money will be weak for NiP. They just win one of these rounds. Bit of a gamble, sure, but they have got a huge bed of rounds to work with here. 3 AKs, a CZ, and a UMP. Very little in terms of the overall utility. 2 smokes to work with and a flashbang. And they have got down the vents though. Zeus, he could be undetected as well. Draken doesn't seem to be moving. Okay. That makes things interesting.
Very. You're right. Draken's still not moved.
So he could go behind him right now. There's been no call that someone can come behind him. But Zeus, oh, he's not going to go there.
Oh, don't say that just yet. There's still ample time. Get Right nades in the anticipation they'll push onto the turnpike, but no one does. Watch the push from Draken. Now Zeus knows he's there. Now this changes it because Zeus, as you said, could turn around. Edward's already killed off the immediate effect in the site, and that's exactly what happens. As soon as Edward and Simple combine to find the kill, the immediate effect of the site itself, Zeus, he turns his obligation, an element of surprise, favors him. Get Right, good trade back on Seized. But Simple and Zeus are still alive in it with Bomb in their possession. As Exists reoccupies the vents. Get Right will work in from the ramp. Planted in the smoke, back exposed. Perfect timing from Get Right, and they've got to work this together. They both have kits, lots of time. No hole blown intentionally in the door by Zeus, so he's gonna leave them open and hide behind it, hoping that when they look in and see the empty room, they'll assume he's not there. That is his best hope in the round. They have to assume that it's empty. They might. Get Right. He's cleared it, but he's going to sit and babysit the door. It's the right play. AWP shows up. They almost lined it up. If he had taken the shot immediately, they might have had it, but they will combine.
Well, they seem to know exactly where Zeus was there. Not taking any chances. It was a nice idea. Keep the door open. You just assume he won't be in there. Normally, if you're going to hide He'd close the door behind you. Zeus found, though. That was the force fire. We'll take a timeout at this point. Caesar's called it. Get right. Saves the day.
If that had worked, how many people would be trying that tomorrow?
Yeah.
Sit behind the door, because Get Right did spam into the corner, and then I thought he might turn around. But stays with it, trusts his instincts, and NiP find an 8th round, which leads us to another Navi timeout. Their second, if I've counted correctly. I may have missed one. Either way, momentum has to continue for NiP.
Here we go. In terms of the investment, Simple's all in. We have seen that work for Navi before, though, Matt. 1 AK in the hands of one of the most talented players in CSGO. Sometimes all it takes.
Get right. Good shot. Re-peeks back out. No smoke ball that time. I'm not even sure what the smokes were attempted to be. If one missed, I didn't catch. There was one sitting in front of Red Crate, but oftentimes Get Right's been throwing one in that direction. Zeus is going to chase. Chase as best he can. But he doesn't quite get close enough to the AWP player of NiP, who is running with his pistol.
Yeah. He's trying to stay alive desperately here. He's got some backup from teammates now, so he should be absolutely fine. Simple yet to wreak any havoc with the AK. Forest looking to reclaim the ramp as well. This is looking good from NiP, though. They've got lower covered. Up is absolutely fine. And Forest finds the second frag of the round. Looking very good, but here he comes, the danger man. It's Simple. He finds Get Right.
Trying to make noise. Couldn't find Exist. Didn't know that he'd already gone out of the catwalk. Forest runs in. Pretty much punches Zeus square in the noggin, but it's Flamey that's immediately behind him with a Tech 9. Not a gun we've seen a lot this weekend, again, after the nerf. Exist isn't firing nerf darts. He's got bullets, and bullets that will kill Flamey. Brings us close again. We're closer. We're still not quite to double digits. That's the threshold by which I start to believe.
Well then. Round number 23, 13-9. NiP starting to close the gap here. One more for double digits. Not the best of buys for Navi. 4 AK-47, Simple. Only on the UMP after going all in the previous round. Managed to pick up a kill, but that was about it. Didn't have any serious impact. For now, full D4 round for the Navi side. Setting up for some smokes. Presumably try to get towards the secret area as they line them up. 2 in front of the secret steps. 1 for the T-box to help them cross over to red. It will be a ruse. No one goes towards that side whatsoever, Matt. It's a fake. In its very essence.
Exist. Hides for a moment. No Molotovs on the Navi side to move him from that position. Forrest is able to trade back, but so too does Navi immediately after. Like too fast, arguably, as the shoulder peek didn't go all the way in. What a shot from Simple to read Get Right's rotation. Rez is trying to surprise from behind, but he's already given away the position. Bomb's not planted. That's a saving grace in it. Saving grace in that Draken's got a shot on Steez. They're in the open, but Draken can't find it. We find 14 for Navi instead. 2 to go, and pressure still applied to NiP.
Simple's such a sick rifler. When you see rounds like that, it's difficult to justify him moving on to the orb role. His AK-47 is just impeccable. So much impact. If he's at the front of the pack that's making things happen like this, it's difficult to make a decision he's not going to be in this role. But he's just so good at every aspect of the game. Finishes it off as well. 14-9. This will be the timeout now for NiP. Not a great situation to be in as well. Their money's not great, Matt. This could be the end. They'll definitely take a pause and work out what their best protocol is going to be. Get Right, Draken 3K, Forest 1200. Looks like they will be going all in. But it's not ideal. 1 M4 so far. A UMP comes out. The CZ will be purchased as well. Last chance saloon for NiP. As the money dwindles. So does the hope somewhat. Final buy comes through. A couple of kits, 2 SMGs, 2 pistols, 1 rifle. But the good news is the money's hardly stable for Navi as well. If they can win this round, Map, They're right back into this game. It'll be almost double eco town for Navi.
That's the town now. Are you the mayor?
Yeah.
Maybe that's where we'll host the University of Economics. CSGO.
Oh, Zeus has got down undetected again. He loves it. He's like a ninja.
It's pretty
Smoke
good.
bombing.
This actually could catch him out this time, though, because it goes to vents at the exact time they're going to wrap around behind him, and Forrest reads it. So, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, not going to happen.
That's the same.
However that goes.
Yeah.
Gap in that smoke is massive, by the way.
They've only had a couple of weeks.
All right. Throwing smokes, they've had more than a couple of weeks. Basic fundamentals, they've had more than a couple of weeks.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Baited in! Thank you, Forrest! The old man shows the young blood the way, and he sheds blood all over the walls of the halls. It's down to Simple, who has to sit in a 1 versus 4.
They went one better against Renegades, but on Nuke, it seems like this is going to be a bit of a reach for him. Molotov comes through, nails that shot, of course, and there it is. Draken takes him down with him. Double digits, I said, if NiP can win that round somehow, with the UMPs, they've got a serious chance of closing it out. Draken, great job, baited into the corner by Forrest. Allowing young protege to step up there. And that's it, we're down to pistols once again. NiP right back in this. I said this is an overtime game, I'm gonna call it right now. You want that? You like that?
Don't mind it, Henry.
Gonna happen.
A similar series to our previous one, where the team who got beaten on the first map forces the overtime, and that would, if it follows that storyline, mean that NiP could recover on the third. But let's continue as we are now, because NiP is continuing exactly as they did in the previous round, and we're getting the only kill so far with a pistol on Rez. This is sneaky enough from Simple that it could amount to more. In fact, I think it might. Oh, he just missed get right in the lockers. If he had, okay, fair enough, he gets it back. I was gonna say, if he had been looking, would have been a free kill. Now it could have costed him, because Get Right could have come out the door looking that direction, but Forrest puts Simple down before the 8K can actually amount to anything, and it's just 22 HP for Edward walking towards Exist. We'll stop him from doing so, stop him from existing altogether as we go 11 to 14. The guns will come back out for Navi this time, but there will not be an AWP. That Simple's insufficient, as you already mentioned. So good on the rifles.
He is. He's unbelievable with the AK. Every shot so precise, so crisp. Many people can outduel him. 14-11. Have a buy available. We can see Zeus just down at that UMP. Does he get on the vents again? Surely he's learned his lesson. Oh, the gap's going to exist. They are. There's a massive gap there. And I'm sure Draken gets his kill. Oh, he missed it. No way.
He shot too soon. Maybe he thought he was just the reaction time of a runner. He was walking it. He make it.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, no. But Get Right makes up for it. Does spray back in. He will lose his life immediately after to Simple, having taken damage against Seized. Forrest will now be the one to wait below. Edward again has made his way on catwalk around to the corner of the outer yard and could make his way, therefore, to heaven. Flamey has the big garage, so the only way he gets stopped is Forrest. And where does Forrest's attention go? Because he still plays at heaven, but is he going to watch out or have to switch to the inside position? Excuse me, that's entirely misleading. I was looking at the map. He's down below, so there's no one at heaven. Edward has free access.
Tension starts to mount now. Navi get prepared to make their final play. Forrest comes up the vents.
Zeus has him. Oh, he does, and he whiffs. That's big for Forrest. Exist is already watching heaven, considering the fact that a wrap is possible. But Flamey takes down Forrest in the doorway. Exist has divided attention. Hopefully he can sustain all of that information at the same time. He certainly can! Snaps both ways, and Rez steps up. NiP still in it.
What was that second shot from Exist? He can be a strong fragger on his day, and that was pretty unbelievable. The first shot standard, but it's this one. The reaction, the flick, just perfect. Edward had seconds there to just take him down. Get a tapped on the head, missed the first few shots. Exist punishes him there.
And that's the effects of muscle memory. He was staring so long at heaven, he knew exactly where to flick back to. And he knew instantly what it meant when the shots came from that side, because he was already considering the possibility. So forethought pays off. 14-12, third timeout called from Navi, 1 remaining.
Well, partial buy comes in once again. Simple. He fancies that AK map. He'll be all in. AK, head armor, his teammates on pistols. They trust him to do it. Third stage loss bonus. They'll have to eco next round as well. That's what I was thinking. Overtime. It's got such a high chance there. NiP aren't going down without a fight. They were 13-5 down, just to know. 13-5. And here we are. The ones in the driving seat in round number 27. Looking to close the gap down to just 1. The gap once again. This time, no missing here. Look at the huge gap. They walk straight into it. That's not good enough, I'm afraid.
NiP will take that all day long. Thank you very, very much. As Forrest sits the old vent, the second vent. Rez, he finds Flamey. It's all going well. Smooth sailing thus far. Simple on his AK. Has lost friend and has many a foe. And we'll still wait with the AWP at Turnpike. They have to cross, jump cross perhaps to bait in Simple's AK. Exactly the play. Misses the shot, but Simple can't land it in return, and Rez will. He turns back and gets at least 1, but Draken's still there. And no bait potential this time. He's ready for the shot.
Yeah, Simple tried to drop the pistol there and make him turn, make him a little bit paranoid, but still, Bracken holds his nerve. Takes him down, and there it is. 14-13. We really have got a game on our hands now. It was looking bleak for NiP, but this is their map pick. And they are legends on Nuke. It's not over until they reach 16 at the top. NiP well aware of that. And there's the gap demonstrated for you in the instant replay. This is the pistol being thrown out by Simple. But another eco now for Navi. NiP with a chance to tie things up. It's a partial buy, I should say. They do get Tech 9s, armor, smokes, and Molotovs. I'd say they go for a full upper execution here. Difficult to imagine a world where they win this.
The 3 Molotovs, they could take a play from NiP's book. Go Rafters, they could even go Heaven if they wanted to with one of them. We've not really seen that addition. We didn't see it from NiP on their side. Smoke instead. Okay, so the smoke will go to Heaven. That'll isolate and block off the entire corridor. Should it land correctly. And the Molotovs look aligned to hit the huts. This is not playing on the Rafters where he was last time they failed to land the Molotov. He'll get closer instead to hut itself on the doorway. Smoke blooms. Mid-sight. And they go. Fist spars with them. Knows they're lining up, knows they're getting ready. Won't give them the space to do so, and in from Annex Forced with a clotheslining play to find Seized and Zeus.
Did any Molotovs actually land where they wanted them?
I don't think so. I was actually trying to look...
One in the hut entrance.
Exactly. I was trying to look at the minimap to see where the smokes had actually gone, because they didn't make it to Heaven, so I think they missed everything.
I think they missed the Molotovs, the smokes, the flashbangs, and this run in to a completely open side.
Confusing play. It's using real utility as decoys.
There was a Molotov on the actual roof. And I think, I'm not sure it was theirs, but there was a Molotov in the hut as well. If they threw that, that's just genius.
Yes. Rez will take down Simple to close the round. They are tied 14-14. NiP is showing they still have a few tricks on Nuke.
They could probably close this down now. There's Forrest that exists, doing well. You can see no fire at all, apart from a night entrance. So all those Molotovs they lined up, 3 of them didn't seem to go to plan. Here we go, the crowd's getting pumped up now, starting to believe. Penultimate round, number 29.
Need to blow out the door from Zeus so we can see in toward upper, but it's smoked off. That's the same play he's been trying to use to get toward the vents, but he doesn't go. He's trying to sell it this time and have someone chase him. There's the vent blown out. If Forrest wanted to chase, he would have problems because Zeus is ready for it. The reverse smoke means he has to spray instead though, and Forrest confirms the fact that he's not gone down and can stay where he is. Op aside, Simple aggressive with his. Already working around the red crate at outer as Get Right has gone very, very passive. Draken down below can hold off the stairwell, so he's watching the wrap this time, and from playing that position rather than inside the garage itself, he'll also see the catwalk. That's where Edward has been trying to take advantage. And As I say that, he is again now.
No frags being exchanged just yet. Get right deep in CT spawn. Simple. This time on the AWP, but Zeus! Lovely shot at the ramp. Gives them the advantage now. 45 seconds remaining.
Get right, still not moving. He should find Edward if he's not ready for it. But the question is, how soon does Edward need to move? Because the opening pick, he doesn't necessarily have to. Get right does instead, but he still gets it. He's not ready for it! Oh, big shot that Draken could have easily picked up, but he just goes to the left of. And it's enough to open up the lower sight for Navi. They get Flamey in position behind the orange box, down through the vent. Forrest tries to trip himself up, but seized, shuts them both down. And they won't quite get to map point so easily. Get right has fortifying, and it could still be Navi that have the first say in whether or not we have a third map. Head show on the stairwell, but that also reveals where Get Right is. He considers looking to the AWP and perhaps running away with it, but backs off for now. Knows that they're on the chase. If they get overzealous on this chase, they're all there. He's got one. Can't quite line up the second. And we go 15 for Navi. Last round, we will play, but NiP needs it, absolutely.
Lovely work there. Seized with 3 frags in total. It's Zeus opening things up towards the ramp. You think it'd be simple, the AWP, to get them back into contention, but there it is. Navi strike first. They have match point, series point, semi-final point, whatever you want to call it, they've got it. And number 30 now, NiP obviously need this one to force overtime. Not over yet, they still have a very decent buy here. Everything they need, including the Draken Orb, which has been very good. I guess apart from last round, that was a bit of a sitter for him. Had to hit that, and that was the catalyst to get Navi on the road to the lower bomb site. Simple did spot the head of Get Right. Crowd still believing. Has to be overtime.
Get Right's been in these situations many a time. He shall not falter to nerves. But he may falter to the fact that he's got company coming at him in 2 different approaches. Simple on the ground and Edward once again on the catwalk. Didn't realize that Edward was such a fashionista.
Time ticking away. We hit the 50-second mark now. No frags exchanged, and there it is. Draken with the first.
Good find. Get Right still looking through the stairs. He knows Edward loves to go to that position. Simple's gotten inside of the secret doorway, but not going any further. He could turn that back against Get Right, so he has to be careful not to overcommit to the peak. Rez, Molotov, that's going to force C's in. He knows he's going to be forced in too, so he can re-peek. He knows he has to be against the wall. A perfect lineup. And a 2-man advantage. Simple still with the opposition close to the nade's going to do massive damage. He just gets away. It only hits him for a fraction, and he stays on 84.
Now NiP can circle up on the bomb sites. Don't give a frag away. Forrest finds another. That should be it. We should be destined for overtime at this point. There's no time. Forrest hits home the final nail in the coffin, but Edward's fighting back here. Surely he can't do this. He can. Overtime it is. 13-5 down, and NiP bring it back to overtime. Everything's reset now. This is their map pick, and Forrest looks elated.
Seems to be having a lot more fun for us in this event than recent. We start overtime. To remind you, our second overtime today, both of them in the second map. Our quarterfinals, it's 15-15, MR3, 16K. I said 10K last time. This time I've got it figured out, Henry.
So then, we have seen Navi struggle on the T side here. The tactical prowess, the smoke plays. You can see gaps in their T side.
So Get Right actually is intentionally throwing that because he's trying to play this almost, not quite a one-way, but with a small gap in his favor.
Indeed. Zeus is down the vent again.
Apparently so. He's gone through door every time. Get Right's not able to watch him. Forrest was in position. Draken, he's got to hit the pressure shots. Zeus, they know at least that he's there early this time, and Draken goes back for it. He'll shut him down, thankfully, on the second effort. He missed that. He was done for.
Yeah. Surprised he's missed some vital shots in the high-pressure rounds, but still a 4-on-4. He pulls it back. Can see Rez boosted up and ramp at a nice position. NiP turtle up on the upper bomb site here. Draken towards lower. Flamey is in the vents though. The 1 minute mark, and Rez needs to be very careful. They're coming in, and takes one down. He should get refragged here, though, for sure. There's a little damage towards C's there, but still, that's enough. Considering his position, I'm impressed he's still got 1 kill.
Good usage of outside again from Navi to do a wrap, reverse side of ramp. It puts them in a position to take over lower.
Straken is down towards the lower side, though.
What?
The AWP.
He's still out towards Secret this time.
They can plant then. Yeah, and with the vent covered as well, this is looking very good for Navi. Got Molotov, 2 Molotovs to work with. Flamey, chuck that Molotov now.
Yeah, if he holds off the vent with it.
Yeah, I'd be deploying that right now.
Fancies the gun instead. They go down, he looks away. It's the wrong time to look away. No Molotov and missed timing. First kill goes to NiP. 1 of 3 that they need to take back the site. Hole is intentionally blown in the door this time, so seized. As soon as that vent pops, oh, he fires early. Could fire back. I thought he would. He still steps out to find Draken. Simple gets Forrest. And it is Exist that has to hold off. Tries to slam it through the doorway, but misses the gap in the door itself. And the Molotovs, as you mentioned, were 2. Well, add that with Exist on top of the bomb. He's not had time to get the defuse. The round goes to Navi. Even though he does burn seized in the end.
Oh.
It's Navi that get the T-sided round and go 16.
Well, C's another great job there to get his opening kill. You're right, the outside utilization from Navi has been very good indeed. Rez, that might have been enough to win the round, but not quite. C's showing some great form here towards the dying sectors of Nuke. So I'm glad Navi got at least 1 round here. I didn't think they'd get any. I thought it'd be a 3-0 for NiP. They've looked so good on their CT side. And Navi, without the smoke plays or general tactics, has been working together as a 5-man unit. But here's Rez. He has looked strong and rampant. He might find a couple here. Burns down Flamey to 4 HP. Doesn't want to drop just yet. Wants to keep fighting.
He's wrapping back in from lower. They're slow to push back on ramp, but he's getting into Secret. He's essentially alone at this point in time, but he can get some information, cause chaos, and if they don't rotate down, if they don't know that he's here, in theory, he could go all the way back through the ramp. Surprise them on the other side of the equation. As Simple finds Forrest. This thing is level. NiP still has the HP advantage. He's just gonna sit in control room down below C's. Any rotations that head that direction at all will have no idea. He's sitting in wait. If they can take over the ramp from Draken right now, it's even better. He's making his move. Sees better angle to get toward Drake, and he's already lined up. He's gonna have no idea. Goes back into fire out toward aim with the flash. And actually pushed C's back. I wasn't sure he would find the angle, but Draken's not quite deep enough to the corner. And it is the play of wrapping around.
Got 1 player going towards Decon. That will be Get Right. The old veteran trying to hold off and deny this plant. 25 seconds remaining. Surely Navi, check this. Could be an open plant as well in the smoke. I can't deny it, but he is in position to do great damage here. It's not quite enough. 2 versus 1, down to Rez, the new boy, but Simple with that AK-47 once again. Somehow Navi won the 2-0 here. It was looking so questionable, that T-side here. Unable to throw the basic of smokes here. But now it seems like the operation is, let's just stay as a 5-man unit, go towards ramp, try and get a refrag, then we'll go lower.
And it's twice in a row that it's map control given away that Navi takes advantage of. They wrap ramp in the previous one to pick up a round, utilizing outside well. This time it's Seized getting down Secret without the detection. We've seen Zeus go through the vents multiple times in the first 15 rounds of their T-side. They seem to be getting people into areas that NiP's not aware of, and it's catching them out.
Well, this is big for Navi. Huge advantage. Even if they lose this round, it's been a very good half. Coming out on top on the T-side of Nuke is no easy feat. NiP, after everything was reset, I thought they'd run away with this overtime. Here we are. Damage inflicted towards Zeus at ramp. He'll fall back. Focus on outside once again. I think they've given up with the smokes now. Just like, you know what? Smokes are overrated. Let's just challenge them.
Get right, we'll sit and wait. As Edward, he knows, loves the position, sees the head, hits the head shot, but it's an M4. Draken instead gets Simple, so good damage onto Edwards, which he'll follow up. He realized he transitioned away. Still someone on top of Twinkie. On top of the silo is Zeus. But the flames will deter both people's vision, and therefore no one can find it as Draken swings to find Flamey from the lockers and outside of Hell area. This time, NiP seems to have the round in hand, as Forrest will get Zeus. It's all down to Seized. 1 versus 3, 1 versus 2. Bomb is in front of him. It's a tantalizing prospect to run toward it. desperately as well. Smoked off. If he does, Draken won't be able to see it, but they still have Rez waiting inside the doorway. You want to talk about the Youngblood adding contributions? You want about the Youngblood stepping up? Well, door open, yes, go lower indeed. Seized is down. And he's thrown his pistol in to act like he's dropped down. He wants to fake it out and pull Rez back in, but overcommits to the fight and Rez holds on. There was not enough time either way.
It was a nice idea there from Seized. 1v4, down to the 1-on-2. Wasn't quite enough though, but I say it again, Navi coming out on top in the first half of overtime. That's huge. Their team sub was pretty poor at best. Only really won the pistol, and a couple of rounds after that. And now Navi and NiP, they struggled on the terrorist side as well. We'll see if they can step up here. One round will do it for Navi, just to guarantee double overtime. 2 rounds on the CT side means they make their way to the semi-final. Their first event where Zeus returns as in-game leader after just winning the major as well, of course. Auto sniper for Flamey? Is this real life? All right.
Overtime.
All right.
First rounds.
That's a ballsy move.
Ramp is a linear perspective. Linear line kind of is a double.
NiP can definitely throw the smoke. No gaps there. Beautiful stuff.
Yeah, that's much tidier.
That's what you want to see.
He throws one of his own to slow them down if they do get in the stairwell, which they have.
Not a big fan of this auto sniper. If they don't go towards ramp, how are you retaking upper or lower?
Bind mouse wheel to mouse 1.
True.
And just no-scope your way in.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Flamey set and ready. Seized has the headshot angle. One out, one to peek it. No damage done in return, and he's done a massive amount onto Exist, which should amount to a kill, but Exist gets the better of it. You talked about the auto sniper. Talk about the auto sniper again. He's got a hat trick with it. Bomb goes down. The overtime gamble pays off for Flamey. As Exist struggles with 12 HP. They're gonna try and reverse from under all the way back to ramp, but Flamey knows they're down there. He's already had the communication. If he gets an ace in overtime with an auto sniper, could you imagine? It's not gonna happen. Rez at least denies that. They won't go much further. Just Exist, 1 versus 3, swarming the bomb as they are, no chance. 18 for Navi, 1 to go.
Well, you questioned him, Matt, but the auto sniper does work.
You're right, I did. I'm sorry I questioned it.
It was somehow the secret weapon, it seemed. Flamey doing a fantastic job with that weapon. 3 kills, of course. And it will be semi-final point for Navi. NiP need the next 2 rounds in a row. My goodness. How has this happened?
The pin will drop if it does. Silence will be upon us. Simple. He's upon NiP. First shot to Draken works. 1-man advantage. 1 round to go. Flash is off and Zeus is pushed up. An old school position with a new school twist. Remember, there is a catwalk above it. It's much easier to get on top of Silo, but it's not common anyone looks there anymore for all of those reasons. Get Right does find Edward, that levels it, but I still say that Zeus is due for at least a kill in this position.
Oh, simple basing him into perfection as well. 4-on-4, all level here.
Even if they run back, Zeus will hear it. So at the very least, he gets information from being there.
Yeah, behind them as well. Follow them back.
He's done that. He's actually pushed around.
Yep. Yeah,
he's going to be walking into lobby.
This could be sick.
Get Right with a smoke thrown by the CTs actually might be saved by it because he's going to be locked off in hut, but here comes Zeus. Watch the flank, walks in, down goes one, bomb dropped as well. It's the old school members this time, Get Right and Forrest. Forrest starts it off, Get Right adds to it, they have a chance! They get Flamey as well, how? How do they turn it?
It seems so perfect for Navi there, the perfect flank. The best of timings, but somehow NiP come back into the round. It's Get Right, showing some great form this tournament. Assertive plays as he jumps out the window. It's the auto sniper this time that does let Flamey down. Stuck in the corner. If he has the M4 there, I'd say he probably could chime in a bit more and win the round for them. But now 1 round separates NiP from double overtime. 1-1. Final round here. Navi looking to close this one out. Certainly has heated up.
Windows blown out. Well, I think it's going to heat up specifically on the rafters again. If the first half was any indication, Get Right, by the way, being similar to Shocks, has picked up a Zeus.
Just in case.
Spend all that money. If it comes down to an awkward brawl where Zeus gets pulled, I will be impressed, but not awkward at all for Exist. They walk into the upper site. Their take is great. Edward sitting in the open, and last time he was good for 2. This time, Rez wraps immediately and knows where he's playing from. We might have a second overtime on the cards as Forrest shuts down Seized. Simple 1 versus 3. I say it with bated breath. Molotov will hold him away from the play, but the op at the ready. Swap off of it to smoke off Squeaky, negate one angle of possibility, and potentially funnel it toward one which he was looking at, but the timing off. Draken gets back in the sight. He knows where Forrest likely is, but won't get that far. And we go to a double overtime for NiP.
They pull it back after going down 2-1 on the CT side. It looked like Navi had it all locked up, but NiP still fighting back here. Simple cannot win the 1 versus 3 situation. NiP on top of their game, making sure they drop the smoke, the incendiaries, lock Simple out of the situation. We don't swap halves now. Navi stay on the CT half. And the buy comes out once again. Does Flame pick up the auto sniper, do you think?
I don't know if that magic strikes twice, or lightning strikes twice, I guess.
Gone for the M4. He's a fantastic rifler. I think that's where he wanted to be. It was a nice, novel idea, but it's not going to work again, I don't think. NiP, they have got all the smokes. They can do the fakes.
Waits in the trophy room. So no auto sniper, but still a difference in play as he gets more aggressive than he has been. In fact, very aggressive. If they even walk this direction, he might get trapped in the corner. That's the worst case, but he's likely to get one as Zeus waits where Edward formerly has been. Flamey. That's exactly what he wanted to do. Get Right was not ready for that angle at all.
Yeah, that's a really nice shot from Flamey. Time ticking away now. Under the 1 minute mark. Coming through to Draken, and Seas might have to fall down. He does indeed. He gives away his position with shooting as well, but he's going to find that kill for sure. The Resin Exist chiming back.
Forrest does the same. Add 1 more to Rez's total. And check, please. It's just Flamey, but check again because he's got the first kill and the bomb down. There's 32 seconds to work with still, so lots of time, but time not the factor when the kill is more important. And this time it's NiP that strike first in overtime.
Very well recovered here. NiP certainly outclassing Navi on the T-side in terms of the tactical prowess and the coordination they've got. The smokes, the flashbangs are there. The timings are great, even in the 5-on-4. Working together in a very efficient unit.
First lead that NiP has had since it was 3-0 at the start of the match. Best lead to have is the late one. Edward and Zeus playing together, 1 on Rafters, 1 on Hut. Both Molotov positions in the past from NiP, but this time not looking that direction. Instead, they funnel Simple, and he fires straight through 2. Resin Exist go down, and he sits back to hold the angle.
He's not happy with that, though, is he? He wants more out of this for some reason.
Forrest decides, let's not go toward the stairs. Instead, he wants to try and find Seized. He will. So the deficit down to just 1, just barely gets back at the big garage before Edward had the angle. But little do they know that Get Right is getting much closer. Yeah, and he's going to go on top of the railing. This makes it hard to anticipate because even if he snaps for the headshot, he's got to read the fact that he's higher above. Shadow gives it away. Pesky shadows as they are, so too to the shots. Edward knows he's there for certain. And acts accordingly and backs all the way inside of the site. Get Right. I doubt goes that far, and reads even better than Flamey walks behind him. Because he was always going to be baited into lower, but it was Flamey behind that was the bigger threat, and I am impressed that he reads that.
How have NiP got back into this round? A collateral shot to kick it off, but Get Right jukes out. Seized beneath the ladder. 3-on-3 now. 20 seconds remaining though, and no plant. They'll go towards lower. The classic NiP plant comes through, the smoke out of the window room door. It does go down. Simple's not aware of it. Get right. He's almost certainly going to execute, or is he?
Oh, the flick. And as that happens, Draken rounds up everything and everyone else. 2 rounds up for NiP. It's 20-18. And I think NiP's starting to feel what it's like to play in Malmö again now.
Yeah, it seems that way. It kicked off with a 5-on-3 situation. But instead of just playing safe and holding the angles, they decided to try and challenge a little bit more there, got punished for it. And now, a pause called. Was that by NiP?
That was, Exist called it.
Let's let them stew over that for a little bit.
Remember last year, we just saw the smile on Threat's face. Remember how much of a smile he had during this event last year? I think there's a gif somewhere still of his head falling down.
Wow.
What a shot and what a play.
Nice one, Draken. Well then, 2-0 for NiP on the T side so far. Nothing posted for Navi. They'll bring out a double orb setup. Okay, Flamey on the orb. Going to be a sniper.
Waiting closer to red box, a different angle yet again. Flashes high in the sky. Seized close in the smoke. He's gonna go behind them. Oh, they have no idea. This is massive for Seized. He walks in and waits, only gets one. He loses the other, but the spray transfer. And a slightly stray bullet he takes down Exist.
It was a stray bullet. I don't think that was part of the plan, but it works out. And it will be Flamey with the AWP. You don't have to keep challenging, boys. You could fall back, but they want the jewels. And Forrest, you will find him. Still a 4-on-2 though. Navi presumably will be posting this round on the board. Much needed one as well. Considering what they've seen on their T side so far, Simple will be nailing that shot for sure. Draken goes down after Forrest now, but presumably they hold off now, make him come to the bomb sites, but no, Zeus wants to challenge him, and it will be 2-1. Very well done by Seas to get in that position. Coming behind and gets a double spray down just about with a stray bullet.
What a match it's turned out to be. After the first map was a bit of a snooze. This one's turned things up to a new level. Always vocal as Zeus. They'll swap over and go back on the attack. It was a sloppy attack in their first 15 attempts at it. Slightly better in overtime, to be fair.
NiP with the advantage for now. Navi's T side has been sloppy. It's generally been the fragging prowess of Simple. That's posted rounds on the board. His AK-47 work has been absolutely sublime. All for him this round as we enter the first round of the second half of double overtime.
Forrest tries to fire to the smoke. Rez will wait patiently. May soon have company, Zeus. He's thinking fondly of it. Meanwhile, it's a standard formation otherwise. Get right. Rotates below. He's gonna head to secret late. With flames on the stairs as well, he's gonna know that they're nearby. He smokes it off instead. That goes on the backside of their wall of smokes, which they're not utilizing. They're only putting one player that direction. Instead, they want ramp. So a slightly different approach to how they've done things in the past. Nearly a lineup. But Rez can't land it, gets taken down, and Draken, he's hurt as well. Oh, blind, get right, get right. He waits, he waits! Get right is a master! It's Simple puts him down, but it drops the bomb temporarily. It puts us to a 3 versus 3.
Oh.
Simple! What accuracy and skill.
Yeah, his AK-47 is just something to behold, but we're not done just yet. Draken fights back with CZ and gets one with the AWP as well. 1v1, they know where Draken is, but that doesn't matter. He hits the third, and there it is. NiP hit match points. Get right with the godlike play of the ramp. And Draken goes one step further with 3 kills, one of which was a CZ at that range.
And I'm fairly certain Get Right waits because he sees the hand up. He sees that he's blind. Because he wouldn't risk basically a 90-degree angle. Yeah, let's go back to that, shall we?
Nice. Well, one round will do it now. Feels like that third map will be coming in. Especially at that sort of play from Draken. Round number 5. The gap in the smoke looks a little bit stronger this time.
First map point for NiP. The last 2 have been Navi's to claim. They need 2 rounds to tie it. So 2 chances is what they're presented with on the Swedish side. Gun barrel shows Forrest. Gets them down at least in with 1. Flamey responds double. He walks out. Seized is in the mix as well.
Wow.
Draken down. Look at the entrance. The best upper entrance they've had all game, and Rez is overwhelmed. There's nothing he can do. It's now 20-21. Still in favor of NiP.
Triple overtime? Well then.
Possible. You and I are known for long games.
Yeah, that's right. That's what we need to see from Navi. Screw your tactics. Let's just get in there. Show them what we can do with these AKs. Flamey and simple, masters of that weapon. Final round here. NiP take it, we go to map number 3. Navi do, which I would say is unlikely, considering what I've seen so far. They'll be taking us to triple overtime.
Draken takes his best guess inside of the smoke. It's Get Right, though, that reads off of it and finds Flamey. Multiple smokes down. Zeus has made his way back onto the stairwell that he's claimed many times. Forrest knows that. And with Rez to support the control room door, he's comfortable in sitting and watching it to make sure no one will push through. I say that, but he's got to look back because the glass is being broken from control room. And Rez, that's the one angle he does not have. Forrest instead shuffles forward to not be exposed. Makes good work of it. Draken and Rez do as well. It might be done, and it is. NiP force map 3. And Malmö's delight, they spring to life. We've got one more on the cards in what is a rematch of our finals just to get through to Sunday this year.
Well, after being 13-5 down, it's NiP giving their absolute all there. Double overtime victory, some heroics across the board. But Draken saves the day in the previous round. And it's just a masterclass there. Some amazing plays from every single member of NiP. Get Right had some, Forrest was there, and we started to see it from the youngsters towards the end as well.
They had a 2 versus 2 that they had to win out just before Get Right, and Forrest found one that I'm still not certain is how they won, because Zeus was behind them, flank was there, bomb was down, and all of a sudden a flurry of frags came in NiP's favor. Look, we're not going to delay. This game's awesome. We could talk all day about it, but we've got one more to decide this series. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes. We'll see you then.